That's right. You're not Hitler. You're not a Nazi. You don't deserve to be called that and demonized.
I see good things about Hitler also. The Jew, I love everyone. I'm done with the classifications. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler.
Kanye West has once again made headlines with his conspiracy theories, and Kim K is not happy. Keep watching to know what this is about. Kanye has proven to the world that he is indeed a man of many words, and honestly, we don't think this charade of unapologetic expression will end anytime soon. Recently, a famous conspiracy theorist, Alex Jones, brought Kanye on his InfoWars talk show where the Donda artist shockingly admitted that he likes Adolf Hitler. Yes, you heard that right. When discussing backlash for the rapper's previous anti-Semitic statements, Jones initially empathized with him, noting that he's not Hitler or a Nazi, and he doesn't deserve to be called that and demonized. In response, he said, "Well, I see good things about Hitler also. I love everyone, and Jewish people are not going to tell me, you can love us and you can love what we're doing to you with the contracts, and you can love what we're pushing with the pornography. But this guy that invented highways and invented the very microphone I use as a musician, you can't say out loud that this person ever did anything good, and I'm done with that. I'm done with the classifications." He added, "Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler. How about that one?"
The Jew, I love everyone. I'm done with the classifications. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler.
The Donda artist doubled down on his thoughts later when Jones noted that he didn't like Nazis. When the camera rolled away to a commercial break, Ye's heard saying into the microphone, "I like Hitler." Well, he sure knows how to turn up the heat, but doesn't this put more pressure on Kim as a mother to Kanye's kids? Besides, isn't it scarier that Kanye is on the verge of losing all that is left of his reputation and his fortune? Elsewhere in the interview, even Jones began to disagree with these statements, with the radio host saying that he thinks most Jews are great people, even though he agrees that there's a Jewish mafia. Jones then told Ye that he has a bit of a Hitler fetish going on, to which the rapper replied, "It's not a fetish. I just like information. I don't like the word evil next to Nazis," he later said, undeterred by Jones' discomfort. "I love Jewish people, but I also love Nazis." Later in the interview, he reiterated that it's time to promote love by declaring, "I do love Hitler. I do love the Zionists." Apparently, Kanye West has made it clear that he is a fanatic of Hitler and his footpaths. The rapper wasn't shy to admit that he likes Hitler, and what's even more surprising is how he was unapologetic to discuss sensitive issues about Hitler regardless of how his family and the entire public would react. Well, West has just been dumped by Adidas, Gap, and Balenciaga following a string of anti-Semitic comments, so engaging in countless interviews expressing controversial theories is really not shocking. Despite efforts by Jones to say he did not believe West was a Nazi, the hip-hop star cut him off and insisted he was a fan of the man who oversaw the murder of around 6 million Jews. It doesn't get any better as Kanye derived so much joy speaking about Hitler in a good light, and although no one could see his face in this interview, it's not so hard to assume that Kanye was having a great time. But Kim K, on the other hand, is terrified that Kanye's reckless habit may endanger her and her kids, and let's face it, threats and oppression is highly likely amidst Kanye's conspiracy. But West was not prepared to accept the attempt by Jones to denounce Nazism. According to him, everyone gives the good and bad in judging by quite a number of things Hitler invented. He could be classified as a good man amidst his famous terrible actions, and this has got fans thinking, is Kanye ready to forfeit his reputation and his family's safety all for conflicting theories and views? Well, if that isn't controversial, we don't know what is. Let's see how fans have reacted. Some fans believe that Kanye is biting way more than he can chew, as a fan wrote. "It's not what Kanye West says that scares me. It's that he has 30 million followers who listen to his insanity on top of a cheerleader in the form of the current owner of this platform. No one who says I love Hitler should be allowed any oxygen on any social platform. Period." Another fan added, "Yes, it's optimistic to believe everyone has a positive attribute to them, and it's true to some degree. But what Kanye fails to conceptualize is that using Hitler as an example and then continue to generalize Jewish people in a negative light isn't a good analogy to show this." While another fan concluded, "Everyone knows people aren't 100% good or evil. That's not worth discussing. Trying to suggest Hitler had good in him does nothing for no one. The magnitude of his evil was so impacted, it doesn't matter what he does to counteract that. He's just cleaning Hitler's image, that's it." Another division of fans believe that Kanye is acting based on influence, as a fan wrote, "I think it's the people he's surrounded with. He has a nuanced point, but it's being delivered in the worst way imaginable. He really seems to need a rational friend to ground him and help him express his thoughts coherently. I wonder if there's any significance to the fact that the road Kanye took to praising Hitler was paved with conservative friendships, conservative applause, and conversation approval. I'm sure it's just a coincidence," a fan commented with an undertone of sarcasm. Surprisingly, some fans believe that Kanye is speaking nothing but the truth, as a fan commented, "There's actually nothing wrong with what you said. Y'all just touched because it's popular to hate on him. Hitler did outrageous and appalling things, but he also did some good things, build highways and so on. What's wrong with that? And another fan added, I say good things about him all the time cause he wasn't a bad guy. The Russians who actually killed millions of their own people who funny enough were our ally are the bad ones. Meanwhile, back in 2018, Kanye West told TMS of how much he adores Hitler, so this recent development is entirely shocking.
Nazis, something to that effect when he was there, and they took it out of the interview. One of the producers at TMZ actually stood up and said, I'm Jewish.
In fact, a business executive who worked for West told CNN that the artist created a hostile work environment, in part through his obsession with Hitler. He would praise Hitler by saying how incredible it was that he was able to accumulate so much power and would talk about all the great things he and the Nazi Party achieved for the German people, the individual told CNN. He was very obsessed that he wanted to name one of his albums Hitler. Unfortunately, Kim is trying the best she can to protect herself and her children from threats and actual harm, and judging by how much Kanye is exposing his family to the spotlight with his controversial lifestyle, it may be a wise choice for Kim to make. Remember that our information is based on opinions, views, and gossip, so keep an open mind and stay connected to enjoy more entertainment.